In one brief second, something that comes once in a lifetime happens, and a courageous bunch of people, eager to work together against all the odds, can change the lives of millions of people. Israeli Yellow Nation begins now.
I'm a little overwhelmed, you know. I understand what we did, but you don't really understand how much it means to people until you see directly their response. I'm kind of acting really calm, but it's overwhelming what's happening. I got to be honest, it's incredible. It's incredible what we did, and it's incredible what the response is.
After an amazing season in the EuroLeague, the crowning moment arrives. Maccabi Tel Aviv heads for Milan, Italy to the Final Four. The four greatest teams in Europe gathered to battle for the most coveted title of them all, EuroLeague champions.
This is what we've been waiting for. This is what we've been working for all season, and now the journey begins. Great thing about the Final Four is that anything can happen. It only takes one game to reach the final and then one game to win the championship. And as any athlete knows, any team can get hot for one game.
I know we're playing against three other great teams, and that's a big challenge, and that's exciting as well. And I like the fact that we have a chance. Even if perhaps we're the underdog here, I know that on a good day, we can beat anybody. So I'm excited about that. The mere fact that we're going to bring so many people and so many people want to come to see Maccabi play in the Final Four, that's a real testament to the strength of Maccabi Electric Tel Aviv and to the tradition and the value of the club in the Israeli society. So that's a win right there.
The residents of Milan never imagined that their city would turn yellow, thanks to some 8,000 fans who traveled from Israel to support Maccabi, giving the team the feeling they are playing a home game.
The excitement, seeing other people wearing yellow and knowing we share something, it's great.
They are unbelievable, and again, going back to my time when I played, they followed us and loved us and supported us. Unbelievable. We have the greatest fans in Europe, no question about it.
We expect, the arena to be yellow and blue, so we have to deal with that pressure. But we know that we have an experienced team, and we know what we have to deal with. So I think as long as we stay focused, and as long as we play possession by possession, we'll have opportunities.
The cup will come to Tel Aviv on Monday?
For sure, I want to raise it too.
I think there's nothing like it anywhere. I mean, you don't see these things in other teams in basketball and not even in football around Europe. And for us to be a part of this and to know that it's only in Israel and only in Maccabi, it's a great pride, and it's fun. It's more than anything, it's fun.
Maccabi's opponents in the Final Four are basically the three biggest and richest teams in Europe: Barcelona and Real Madrid of Spain, and Russian powerhouse CSKA Moscow, led by legendary coach Ettore Messina, who Maccabi will face in the semi-final. During the season, Maccabi did not defeat any of those teams, and they come into the Final Four as the clear underdog.
Do you think that the fact that Maccabi Tel Aviv played here lately against Milan in the top 8 will benefit you in the game against CSKA?
Well, we know the locker room, and we know how to get to the gym. But, you know, the big thing is that we have to play against a great opponent that has obviously the same kind of experience and tradition that we do.
Most of you in this room are thinking that we are a bunch of chokers because we choked 2 years ago in Istanbul and we choked last year. So hopefully we choked in the right way before the Final Four, and we will be ready for the true game.
Next on Israeli Yellow Nation, the battle for a place in the finals begins.
What we eat?
It was a tough year. I mean, we were losing in the Israeli League and we weren't doing so well in the Euro League, but we made it all the way here. So just trying to do our best and take it all the way.
The moment of truth arrives. Maccabi Electra Tel Aviv faces off against the wealthiest team of stars in Europe, CSKA Moscow. The two most senior coaches in Europe, Ettore Messina and David Blatt, in the battle for a ticket to the championship game.
It's time to tip off the 2014 Turkish Airlines EuroLeague Final Four with a truly classic confrontation.
Both teams open strong, with baskets raining down on both sides of the court. As the second quarter comes to a close, the Russians open up a lead, 38-30 going into halftime. The trend continues in the third quarter as the Russians continue to increase their lead. At the end of the third quarter, a drive to the basket by CSKA star Sonny Weems gives them a game-high 15-point lead. The Russians look unstoppable, and it looks like the game is over. But Blue, Tyus, and the thousands of fans in the stands put Maccabi back in the game. With a minute left in the game, CSKA's lead is only 64-61. 19 seconds on the clock.
Steps back on Devin Smith and knocks it down. Sonny Weems been doing it all season.
Weems puts the Russians up by 4 points. After calling a timeout, Maccabi perfectly executes a play which yields a classic three-pointer by David Blue.
Blue for three. On the mark, David Blue makes it a one-point ball game with 13.5 seconds left.
And then comes the moment of the season.
He's off in the game for them. Back with Kriap, but he loses the ball. David Blue steals it. Tyrese Rice to the rim. Puts it down. Maccabi's ahead. 67-68. 5.5 seconds left. Teodosic to Weems to win it. Off the mark. And Maccabi Electra Tel Aviv takes the semifinal in the last seconds from CSKA Moscow. 67-68.
It's unbelievable, man. This is not a script that you can write. This is basketball. This is Maccabi basketball. I mean, historically, we fight like this. We had another fight like this in Milan in the first round in the top 8. I mean, this is just it's unbelievable right now.
Don't celebrate. Don't celebrate. Be focused for Sunday.
The great thing about basketball is that the game has to be played. You know, the world can make all their comments and observations and predictions on who's going to win, who's the better team, but the game has to be played. You know, the game has to be played, and when the game is being played, that's when we're at our best. I think y'all did something very, very special tonight. We've gone halfway. There's no reason for us not to go all the way. Let's go. We can do this. One more. We can do this. Let's go. Maccabi!
In sports, victory is everything. But on the day before the most important and possibly the last game of his professional career, David Blue and the children of Special Olympics are busy doing what is truly important.
Well, you know, this is the best part of our job, and it's probably the most important part of our job. And certainly being a part of one team for the EuroLeague is an honor for me. And coming out here this morning on a beautiful day in the Piazza Duomo is just such an honor for me.
The thousands of fans already in Milan are joined by hundreds more who have come to Italy for the championship final. Beautiful Duomo Square in the center of town is completely occupied by the Yellow Army.
We have no illusions about the fact that many of the games that we enter into, we're the underdog. And I'm not saying that for any tactical advantage. You know, it's just a fact.
And when you're playing a final against a team like Maccabi, if you feel favored, you're not very smart. I don't know if I'm very smart or not, but I don't feel favored.
We did not come here to just have fun and have an experience. Of course, that's part of it. It's always part of it. You know, you need to enjoy and have fun. But we came to try to win.
Next on Israeli Yellow Nation, Maccabi Tel Aviv or Real Madrid? Who will raise the European Cup? The biggest night in European basketball has arrived. 10,000 fans in yellow transformed the Mediolanum Forum to Nokia Arena. Real Madrid, the most talented team in Europe and the one with the best record for the season, faces off against the Cinderella team from Tel Aviv. None of the European analysts think Maccabi has a chance.
רודי פרננדז יורה ופוגע בשלושה הראשונה. היום מתחיל מתחיל לרוץ עכשיו, הולך כל הדרך אוחיון, מגלגל את הכדור.
In the second quarter, Real leads by 9.
עכשיו של סרחיו רודריגז ל3, יש לו. הוא לוקח את הזריקה המשוגעת הזאת.
David Blue, with a perfect three-pointer at the buzzer, cuts the Spaniards' lead to 35-33 at the half. The game remains close in the second half. The lead changes hands 10 times. With 58 seconds left in the game, Blue and Rice, the game's most outstanding players, put Maccabi up 73-69.
Drives right this time, makes the shot, despite the touch by Ewing.
The crowd goes wild. The cup is closer than ever to Tel Aviv. But the Spaniards are also built to be champions. The Spaniards keep their heads at the foul line, and with Rice's miss in the final seconds,
Rice, he's going to shoot it with a chance to win the ball game. Doesn't get it, and we will go to overtime.
Even Shimon Mizrahi, club president and the man who has seen everything, can't take the suspense. The whole season comes down to the next 5 minutes.
אז לוקח עוד שלושה, זה שמאלה ונכנס!
הוא פאקינג שחקן!
הוא פאקינג שחקן!
Tyrese Rice, the MVP of the Final Four, takes control of the game and brings Maccabi the cup.
Wow, Tyus for the slam! Nobody home! And a new Turkish Airlines early title for Maccabi Electra Tel Aviv in overtime in spectacular fashion. People don't know what you've been through. I love you, man!
הוא תייריס רייס, לא ספק בכלל.
מגיע לו.
לא ספק בכלל.
איפה הילד? איפה הילד? הנה הילד. הנה הילד, איזה תמונה.
And the trophy goes to Maccabi Electra Tel Aviv, the new champions of the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague.
The whole country is waiting to give Maccabi stars the respect reserved for royalty.
היום כל אחד הוא מכבי תל אביב, מכבי שלנו, מכבי תל אביב, בקיץ, בחורף, בסתיו ובאביב, מכבי זה שם שתמיד נשמע חביב. היום כל אחד הוא מכבי תל אביב, מכבי שלנו, מכבי תל אביב, מכבי זה שקר, אני נשמע חביב.
I know that not all of you are Israelis, but all of you fought for Israel. You were wonderful. And Israel used to be called the Kingdom of David. Now we are short of Davids. So I ask the two Davids, please remain and stay and continue.